Welcome to the Power Couples podcast with Kamogelo and Tanama, a platform where we tackle all things relationship from intimacy, communication, and unity in marriage.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to yet another episode of Power Couple Podcast. What's up?
Yeah, we hope you guys are doing good. And unfortunately, I don't have that level of hype, but I tried. This is like really me going all out. Yeah. Whoop, whoop.
Wow. Oh, I didn't expect that.
Trying.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so let's get into the topic. Well, before I get into the topic, I just want to say a shout out to everybody that has been sending us great reviews, comments that we've been getting on Instagram as well. So guys, thank you so much. We'll be sharing them on our Instagram page. Yeah, so let's get into...
To those, and to those that have been watching in secret, we see you. Thank you.
Okay, so the topic of today is words of affirmation.
Yeah.
So this is good. This is quite important in every relationship. So what is words of affirmation, or what are words of affirmation? So they are validating words expressing affection through spoken affection, praise or appreciation. I know that this is definitely one of your values, babe.
Yeah, definitely. I think from my side, it's words of affirmation and acts of service. Yeah. But yeah, words of affirmation definitely important. I think it's you can't just show that you love someone. From time to time, actually, quite often, you need to actually say it. And I think words are an integral part of any relationship. If you were really to call it for what it is, I mean, your relationship is what it is, or it started because of words that you spoke. So I think words of affirmation really important.
When we started dating, this is something that I realized about you, that you required constant affirmation, or more, I would say, communication with me, which is something that was a bit strange, because I mean, guys, my husband calls me 3 to 4 times in a day. Well, we call each other, but when we started dating, he would call me so many times, and I would wonder why.
Well, to be honest, back then I really was calling over 5 times a day, and half the time it was just to check if you're still my girlfriend. When you're alone and you're thinking, yes, what if she's changed her mind? Let me call and find out. And I'll just drop that little I love you just to hear, is it still there? Are we still together?
But babes, okay, jokes aside, what does words of affirmation mean? Because for me, it's not my primary value, but it's something that I had to learn because you needed that from me. For me, it's physical touch. That's one of the love languages. I need validation through kissing, hugging, yes. But today we're focusing on words of affirmation. Why is it so important to you?
Okay, so you said jokes aside, so I'm gonna get into the word. So if you go like to the order or the essence of creation, I mean, God spoke everything that he wanted to see. He perceived it and he spoke it, and it came into being. So words, to me, this is what words mean. Words have creative power. Words can create what you want to see. What I perceived in my mind, when I speak it into being, it comes to pass. So words have creative power. And at some point, really, you need to, and maybe before I even get to that point, for me, it's a case of, and you can look into your relationship. Half of what you see in your marriage currently or in your relationship is probably a product or a subset of what you've spoken at some point, you know. And that's the power of words, and it works both in the opposite and the in the positive and the negative. So that's the other thing that we need to be very mindful of. So for me, really, and that's why I hold words so dear, and words of affirmation especially, because you can speak what you want to see in your relationship, you know. And I think the other thing is maybe at a point you need to speak it until you see it, yes, but in the initial phase you might just need to speak it until you believe it. So it might need to be a bit more internalized than what it is external. So yeah, so that's really from my side why I hold this quite dear to my heart.
I absolutely agree with that. One of the things that I've learned about words is that they are very powerful and they can cripple you. They can cripple you. If you say something negative to your spouse, specifically, because I mean, this is a marriage show. If you say something negative to your spouse, that can end up crippling them, making them have a different outlook on themselves and also the world. I mean, imagine even not saying anything that could also affect the relationship, especially if say one of us is more expressive in explaining themselves, or even the way they talk to you, and you find that the other partner or the other party doesn't say anything. And I'm gonna say this as specifically for black couples. We have a tendency of saying, but my spouse knows that I love them. My spouse knows that they mean the world to me. So why not say anything? You need to say, babes, I love you. I appreciate you. I love what you did. Like, even when I was pregnant, what this is something that I really appreciated about my husband. He would tell me how beautiful I am, because there were days where I'm like, what's happening to my body? I look fat. I don't look beautiful. I don't feel beautiful. And he saw that even without me saying anything, but I think he saw it and he started appreciating me and saying that he loves me and that he loves every mark on my body.
To be honest, and as I said earlier on, and I hope I'm not throwing myself under the bus, that was honestly for me, and that's why I said earlier on that at times it has to be more internal before it becomes external, i.e. it's also for me, the party that's saying it. So I had to say it until I believed it, that I love every stretch mark. It shows that there's an opportunity for growth. I had to...
Wow, babes, you didn't say it that way.
Yeah, well, that's in my mind. But yeah, I think it's quite critical. And you touched on a lot of very vital points, that silence can also break a relationship.
True.
And as I said earlier on, and I'm saying it again, at times you need to say it as the party that's saying it. Say it until you believe it, and the second phase is say it until you see it. And the opposite holds true. Whenever you continuously tell your spouse how useless they are, that they are good for nothing, that they will not amount to anything, you will eventually end up believing it. And as much as it cripples the other party or the recipient, but you, the person that's saying it, will end up believing that your spouse is good for nothing. And everything that you see will actually prove what you think of them. And that's the power of focus. Whatever you focus on ultimately grows. So if you choose to focus on saying negative things, that's what you'll magnify. That's all that you'll see in them, And that's why, and I'm sure you've seen it, where you've got people that leave one relationship where they were totally broken, and simply because of it's verbal abuse, call it for what it is, simply because of verbal abuse, and they go on to another relationship where you're thinking, wow, is this the same person? I mean, totally different. They're just excelling in everything that they do, and it's because the right seeds, i.e. words, are being sown in their spirit, are being sown in their hearts, and that's in Proverbs as well. It's true to that, whatever the tongue has the power to kill, the tongue has the power to build, you need to be very mindful of that aspect. And that's why we chose to zone in on words of affirmation as part of the love languages.
I can agree with that. I don't know if you're comfortable with this, but I'm gonna share it about this week. So this week has been such a busy week for my husband. He was sleeping late, and yeah, so he was given an opportunity to stand in for his boss. And at first, I think he was a bit nervous, a bit anxious about the position that he was given. But I stepped in as his partner to say, this opportunity could be seen in both ways. It's either you break down, you become nervous, and yeah, that obviously will eventually end up to be a mess. But you can either see that this opportunity in a way of trying to show off what you can do. And I was just encouraging him that you can do this. You are capable. I mean, the fact that they chose you, that means something, that they see something in you, and you need to also believe it and start seeing that thing that they saw in you. And so I was just encouraging him in that, and I could see him, what's the word, exude confidence. All of a sudden he felt that he was able, that he can do this. And I'm so proud of you, babe, by the way. Like, you did so
Thank
well
you.
this week. I know it was very hectic, but I'm yeah, you did so well. I'm proud of you.
No, stop, you're gonna make me cry now. Thank you. But to be honest, guys, and I'm gonna speak from a male perspective. So to the ladies, guys are like big babies, honestly. And the reason I say that is that you can be out there and conquering in the corporate world or in the business sector, whatever you are doing, right? And one negative comment from your spouse will actually break you, break that level of confidence that you've got, especially if she says it at the right time. I don't know if to say at the right time or the wrong time, but anyways. And similarly, so you can get appreciated out there, but words of appreciation and affirmation coming from your spouse and just telling you how great you are and all of that, I'm telling you, you'll walk out of that house feeling like, yes, yeah, nothing can break me. I'm ready,
Yeah.
and that's the power of it. A lot of women are frustrated, at the fact that they're not getting what they desire from their husbands. But I can tell you, just take a step back and every morning just speak positive words into their lives. Just speak, and you'll be amazed at the results. You'll be amazed at the results. Call him a millionaire every now and again, and see the money that will come your way. I'm telling you, he'll even give you his cards and everything just to show that, yeah, I got
I'll
this,
hold you
man.
to
I
that.
got this. No, I said he, not me. I'm talking about other husbands out there. I said he.
Just to add on that, also husbands, please compliment your wives. Guys, we've been through the most, hey, like having to give birth to your kids. We feel insecure sometimes and we don't feel like ourselves, and already going through all of those emotions and feelings. You need that boost. Like, you need to hear those words coming out of your husband saying, babes, you are gorgeous, you are beautiful, you mean the world to me, I appreciate everything that you do. I mean, there was a time in our marriage where I did not work, I don't know for how long, and you become insecure because he goes to work, he meets up with different women. And imagine if Gamo was not that person if he was not a words of affirmation person, then it would have affected me because, hey, you get insecure, guys. Like, I'm trying to be honest, you get insecure. So having a person that says, babes, man, I'm crazy about you, I love you, and you mean the world to me, and I appreciate everything that you do, that on its own gives you that confidence that you can do everything. So I absolutely agree on husbands, please
True.
compliment.
And I mean, guys, the reality is, she needs to get it from somewhere. So if she's not getting it, she doesn't have any other
How?
person to go to. If she's not getting it from the husband, who is she going to get it from? And that's the thing about ladies, and I mean, I will put it out there. If, let's say, for example, your wife walks out of the house and she's looking proper, like she's looking dapper, and you don't even say anything, and she meets a colleague at work who happens to be male, and that says, wow, you look good, or that actually notices that she changed her perfume. Say, wow, is that a different perfume you're using? You smell good. I can tell you those words, listen carefully, those words will reverberate in her heart the entire day. So that's honestly all that there is to it, and it's opening unnecessary doors. So do it before someone else fills the gap. And it's not to say she's gonna go out there and cheat on you, but I mean, she can't control what people says.
And she can end up trying to impress that person.
Yeah.
Imagine if I'm wearing a different perfume today, and then tomorrow I'm thinking maybe I'll get a different compliment. Let me wear something. If you, daddy, are not doing your part, please be careful. Same applies to you ladies.
True. And guys, I just want to say as well, this is it's like a live show. It's a live recording. There's room for error. So I just to correct, I know English. I know I said she can't control what people says. It's she can't control what people say. Yeah, because I know there are some out there that are just waiting for that one word. He said people says.
Just okay. I'm gonna we're gonna close this session because this has been long. I'm gonna end it with a scripture. Ephesians 4:29. It says, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen." That is powerful.
Yeah, it needs to impart grace to the hearer. So on that note, babes, I know you just woke up. Just want to say I love your morning breath. You look beautiful.
God.
You look amazing.
Baby.
You look ravishing. You are slaying.
Even in my pajamas. Thank you, honey.
Especially in your pajamas.
Woo! It's getting hot in here. Okay, guys, thank you for tuning in. We love you and God bless. Bye.
Bye.